Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the show. I am Michael Petro, and joining me in the virtual living room that is Zoom are debater veterans Jimmy Skinner and Martin Navarro, and three-time repeat guest Ian Bawa. Winnipeg filmmaker Ian Bawa graces us the third time with his cunning wit and his razor blade tongue. You can get snarky, man. I like it. Anyways, we all sit down, and instead of doing one of our situational arguments, we decided to just pose a bunch of traditional, not so traditional, and questions we want to ask each other about film and life and comparisons and whatnot. Like, what avatar, if you were an avatar and you could link up with any animal, what animal would you want to link up with? That was one of the questions. Another one, what's the big cameo coming up on Wandavision episode 9, the last one, right? Who are we going to see, right? I'm betting it's Ultron as White Vision. If you haven't seen shit, I'm sorry for spoiling it. But White Vision is Ultron. That's my call. You heard it here first. And a bunch of other stuff. So it was just a free-for-all today. This is also a two-part episode because we went hard in the paint. So this is the first round of questions for you guys to digest. Hit us up in the comments. Tell us your ideas on the show. Interact with us. We would love it if you did. We want to know who you guys are out there. I would really, honestly, I'd love to have some conversations with people, and instead of doing the Instagram thing, like, get us in the comments on our webpage, and then we can interact there, and it'll be more intimate and shit. So that's that about the webpage. If you want to skip this part because you've heard it 100 times, because we're 80 times so far, skip to the start of the show. But if you're new and you haven't heard this, just listen once. ReelDebaters.ca, go check it out. That's everything us. That's the origin story, if you will, of the Reel Debaters. So you can look at us, you can read us, you can listen to us, subscribe to the show. It's all easily done there. You can even shop. You want to throw some money at us? You can do it two ways. You can shop or you can donate. The donation is interactive. We want to interact with you guys. The shopping, well, you just get to buy stuff. I'm not a part of that, but it does go back into the show. All things that you spend money on that are related to us go back into making this show better, and then we get to blame you guys for it, and then everybody wins. So ReelDebaters.ca, that's it, that's all. Shout out to the places that listen to us the most. So in Canada, shout out to our hometown of Winnipeg, followed up second place Ottawa, Vancouver, Calgary, and Burnaby, rounding off the top 5. And ladies and gentlemen, to the south, to all of our American friends, tab bingo, I'm so good, San Jose, Washington, Ashburn, San Francisco, and Cedar Grove. Everybody who listens here, we appreciate it a lot, but these are the places that are like talking shit about us, good or bad, and it's, we see you, so hello, thanks for listening. It's awesome of you to be sharing the good word about us. Or it's just one person with 67 some odd devices somewhere in a little pocket of Cedar Grove, who knows. Anyways, the point I'm saying is thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening. We're approaching 100 episodes. We're going to do something fun. Me and Martin have been thinking on some shit, and the guys are coming up with some fun ideas too. So if you've been with us this far from episode 1, you're fucking awesome. That's crazy. And if you're just showing up, then we hope you stick around. Let us know what would make you stick around. I would love to hear that. That's what this whole thing's about, right? Community, debate, film. Shut the fuck up, Michael. I'll cue the reel. You enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome everybody to the official debate section of the charter.
What's the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order. I show you out of order.
Who's all the way up to Minnesota?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Miami. Sorry, Miami. Yeah, he's from Miami. Yeah.
What was the cowboy? I remember the cowboy, the guy who could like lasso everybody. Was that 3 or 2?
For some reason, I want to say Dwayne. I don't know if that's his name or not. I just felt like that was his name.
It's funny because they're like, remember the bullies are about to like fucking rock the girl, and he lassos them on the ice.
Yeah,
like he somehow pulls out like a fucking rope, and then he gets, and then remember the announcer's just like, 2 minutes for roping. That's a new one.
I guess Texans just keep rope with them everywhere they go.
Right?
It's on hand.
I mean, with the amount of steers in question in Texas, like just the sheer size of the state alone, it would make sense for one to walk around with a rope at all given times in case a stray comes by and you're like, gotta rope a calf.
Right.
So Boondock Saints is bullshit. What are you gonna need rope for? For every situation.
Get your fucking rope then.
The bad guy coach looks like young Val Kilmer. But maybe it's because I'm watching a doc right now about Batman Forever, like the making of. So like maybe that's why I'm thinking that. But it does look like Pretty Boy.
No,
Val Kilmer.
that's dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good call, but I do know who he's from. He's one of the 2 hockey doofuses from Letterkenny.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So he's one of the main characters in Letterkenny.
I would say supporting, like the 4, right? Like the 4 on the farm are the big one. But these are the 2 hockey guys, like the semi-professional hockey players who are billeting in the town, and they're just dipshits, and they're always like what do they say? Forecheck, paycheck. What is it? Forecheck, backcheck, paycheck, boys. Like it's just that like hockey douchebag speak, but they're so good at it. Like it's really funny. So I'm glad to see that he's more than just hey bro, want to go shoot some pucks, bro?
Right.
That might be him though in this
I was
movie.
gonna
That
say,
might be
he
why
barely
they cast
had
him.
to- yeah, we didn't know what he was, so he could be this. Yeah.
Imagine
But it's good to get on the Disney train.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
paid.
Just get on the Disney train before you get off as Britney Spears or Demi Lovato, because apparently like they stayed on too long, and then they got famous, and then they got chewed apart in the media.
Yeah.
I watched the Britney Spears documentary, and it's incredibly heartbreaking. She's
Interesting,
way more than what I even thought she was. Like I walked away from it going, okay, I had a very preconceived notion about her, and I walked out of there going, you know what? When you're that famous, everybody wants a piece of you, just like when you're a dude. Like, but it's almost like it's the weirdest thing, because you watch, like the media just likes to tear women apart as soon as they get famous. Yet you hear these like support women things, and then it's the media who's like, she's only great because she's with Justin, or she's only popular because she's pretty. And it's like, no, she controlled her own show. She picked her dancers. She choreographed a lot of it with the choreograph. Like she was very large and in charge of her own life, but nobody left her alone. And she just eventually ended up going crazy and shaving her head, thinking that was a good idea. And so, as a person who suffers from mental health, I kind of sympathize with that. Like when you're at your wit's fucking end, you're like, shave your head. The paparazzi won't like me.
You're a person who suffers from mental health and baldness.
Fuck you. Male pattern mental health baldness. We've invented a new combination of the 2. I was talking to Jimmy on the last show, and he had his hat on, and he was like, he took his hat off, and all of a sudden it was like, boing, like just big hair everywhere. And I said to him, I want your head of hair, because there's a race happening on my head. The front of my hair is trying to meet the back of my hair in the middle of my head. and I'm
Sorry, boing is the sound of a boner. That's the boner sound effect.
I know, that's what I thought.
I was like,
too.
did Jimmy have a boner? Is that what he said on the last show?
I
He had an erection?
yeah.
Like
One
a
of the-
massive yeah.
His head off. He took his hat off and had a boner.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's how Jimmy gets hard.
Yeah.
Or is it-
The natural airbornes hit his skull. His dick gets fucking hard.
guys, the question is that how I get hard? Because I'm the one who made the noise.
No, I'm gonna pass on that. I don't know.
Like, who cares if that's how Jimmy gets hard? I'm the one looking at his. Why are we talking about, ladies and gentlemen? You did not tune in to the Real Debaters this week to listen to
Find
me.
out how Michael gets
Yes,
hard.
nobody cares. Why the fuck are we talking about this? Anyways, let's move on. Let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Real Debaters, another Real Debaters production, if you will. This is something that we've been talking about wanting to do for a while, and it's just a slimmed down version. It's multiple choice, let's say. Instead of doing one big long scripted debate where we make up rules and challenge each other, we're going to do little mini one-offs, and then at the end of them, we're all going to be like, hey, did anybody change anybody's mind? We went in with one answer, walked out with another, and then we'll keep score and see who wins in the end, and we'll award the points, and just like, whose line is it anyway? Points don't fucking matter. So on the show this week, we have me, which you don't give a shit about, but you do give a shit about Martin Navarro. Hello, Martin. How you doing?
Good, Mike. Good. It's +9 here in Vancouver, sunny, no snow. It's great. Life is good.
It is the complete opposite here in Winnipeg, and Ian and Jimmy can back me up because it's -32 this morning, and it was snowing at the same time, which means hell hasn't frozen over. Texas has, but it was
Wasn't it just -1 yesterday?
Yeah, it did a full
What the
yeah. Like that's weird to watch. Like in an 8-hour workday, as my workday diminished, like Shauna was going to go for a fire with the girl. Shauna had hypothermia last night. We can talk about that later, but she came home with 35-degree temperature and like shiver, and she was sweating. And I thought that was like the problem, that she overheated. So I cracked the window open and we found out this morning that she had all the symptoms of hypothermia. And it's minus 32 last night, blowing on her. Anyways, yeah, it did this whole big stupid spin. But anyway, so Martin's on the show. Jimmy, say hello.
Oh, hi. Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's 67 degrees in my basement, and I'm not going to go outside today.
That makes two of us, buddy. Me and Sean are going to go online because you still can't go to a casino, so we're going to play some online bingo later and stay the fuck inside. And then lastly, special guest who holds the title for most appearances on the Reel Debaters, which you can't even make a bumper sticker for because it's not that important. Ian Bawa is back, ladies and gentlemen. What do you have for an intro for us today, Ian?
Did he freeze?
Oh, God.
No, that's me.
I thought he froze. Did he freeze?
No, I just fucked with you. My guitar's out of tune. I had this whole other bit. You guys fucked it. We already talked about it. I had a whole bit, and it was like going to be really funny, and then I had to grab the guitar and do something. It's all ruined. It's fine.
That's okay. People tune in. Yeah, go ahead.
How's your sex life?
How's my sex life? Is that what you just asked me?
I have to do something, man.
Oh, wow. Not for public consumption, but good.
We're back on boners. We just got off. Now we're back on it.
Yeah. Isn't
We're
that
all back on boners.
But isn't that what you do with a boner, though, Martin? You just get up on it.
Get on.
Enough about male erections, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we're going to do a bunch of small, mini one-offs today. We're going to see how many we can get in because, as always, I make way too big of a list. I make a list like I go for a round at the buffet line. I just put like it's not even you can't even taste anything. It's just a pile of mush. So hopefully we'll.
Do you get everything all at once, thinking you're never going to come back to the buffet line, or do you just? Because my strategy when I go to buffet, I take a little bit, I sample a little bit of everything, and then I go back for what I really, really want.
Yes.
Like I don't. You know what I mean?
I bring a purse and I just pack it.
Of course you do.
And then I don't have to pay either. So
Your ancestors would be proud because mine are smiling when I bring like a foil lined sack.
Yeah. I'm also the guy when I do decide to sit, I go, "Can I get some to-go boxes?" And they go, "What?"
Jimmy, how do you buffet?
You just get the paper towel. Just ask for extra paper towel and then wrap it yourself.
Wrap the bread.
Put it in your pocket.
You're like the origami of buffet lines, Martin. You walk out of there with a duck made out of paper towel, holding all your food. I fucking love it. Jimmy, do you buffet? Like to answer Martin's question first. I do. I go for as much as I can to the edge of the plate. So however much I can get on there, and then once I've hit the edge, I don't bother piling because then like it really is just mush. But then I do go back for the greatest hits and then re-up with whatever I liked or didn't try at least. But Jimmy, are you very select at your buffets?
Well, I like most people in the upper class. I only buffet at the Royal Fork.
Oh, okay.
It's a good buffet, man. Fun time.
Long Winnipeg tradition is the Royal Fork buffet. I agree. I worked at one point. I had a job at what's the stir fry joint?
Mongo's.
Mongo's. I opened Mongo's on Regent, and that's the same at the time. It was the same guys who opened Royal Fork buffet. Go figure. They just made buffet fancier. And
they culturally appropriated my people.
They did. They totally did. Fuck this. We don't care about culture and history and taste and proper procedure. Let's just make it a buffet. North America specifically. But anyways, now that we've figured out how we walk up and fill our plates at a buffet line, let's just break into this week's episode, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to start with a question and the only reason I'm asking this is because I watched the movie again the other night, and it's just such a fun fucking movie. But our first question is inspired by the Grand Budapest Hotel. The painting Boy with an Apple is, in my opinion, and art is subjective, so none of us are wrong and none of us are right. It's okay. It's nothing that I would be like, hey, I have Boy with an Apple on my wall. Like, I'm more proud of like the deer heads that we have on our wall. But the point of the question is inspired by the fact that in the Grand Budapest Hotel, the part of the plot is you steal this painting, and this painting is a point of contention between everybody. If you could steal your own piece of art, though, like they do in the movie, or even like a Thomas Crown Affair thing, when I come to think of it, what piece of art in life or in from a fucking movie, doesn't matter, would you want to hang on your wall? Jimmy, you go first.
Well, if I had to go about getting my own art, I think I would do it in the O.J. Simpson way, not in the murder people, but like go to the casino and then try to steal my own memorabilia there, and then serve the time that I should have probably been serving before. But it's okay, because on the last day I'll get caught masturbating, and everyone will be like, "Why didn't you just wait one more day?"
Perfect. Okay. You know what? I like that.
Masturbating in public.
That's the only reason I like that, is because he ended it with masturbating.
Public masturbation. That's a crime. That's assault, brother.
But
no. See, it's in my jail cell on the last day in jail.
Yeah. Did all that happen? I know he tried to steal his own memorabilia back, and his excuse was like, it's mine, so this isn't a crime. That makes no sense. But did he also get caught masturbating in his jail cell?
Yep, on the last day, Michael, on the very last day. And I asked, why not just wait one day?
Sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. I've been there.
Do you know what I have to say to all that? Boing. Okay, all right. So Jimmy would steal his own art back. Jimmy, what kind of art? I mean, the art that you have.
It's got to be a Jackson Pollock painting, right? Because the masturbation reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, Marty. Nice. That was a deep cut. Okay. Ian, you go next, buddy. What piece of art, like like, are you into art at all? Are you contemporary, modern, fucking mixed media?
Well, I went legitimately because I was just on the movie train, and I read these questions once because you did send them ahead of time, and I didn't want to like overthink about them. So I was like, if I think of something different on the spur of the moment, but the thing that first came to mind was the Mr. Bean painting from Mr. Bean movie. And I was like, that's a fucking great painting, especially after he fucks it up, the Mona Lisa, and then just puts a smiley face. And I was like, I would fucking steal that picture. I think it's like technically a Mona Lisa that Mr. Bean destroyed. And I think it's fucking hilarious. And it hangs in his house. And I would break into Mr. Bean's house and steal this fucking photo that like he just killed. So that was my like train of thought based on the question. That was my immediate like thought, was that scene. And it also, that scene in that movie where he like he reveals the painting to his like whatever his friend or the character who runs the art place, and he just sees a smiley face where the Mona Lisa's face is, and he goes and he just screams for a good like 3 minutes. It was hilarious. So anyways, that's the picture I would love to steal and have in my house.
Guys, anybody else? I mean, I would love to have a fucking picture of Mr. Bean with a turkey on. Is it turkey or chicken on his head? Like, I feel if I walked into your house, Ian, and saw, like, you came over to my house the first time when we did your interview, and you were just like everybody is in awe. I'm always in awe, and I live here, of what Shauna can do with atmosphere and shit and stuff like that, where like the wall itself that we have is like a conversation piece. All the rest of the guys can confirm it too, but like if you walk into someone's house, I think you know what kind of person you're dealing with a Mr. Bean painting.
Yes. I'm okay with the subtle thoughts of my character based on a painting by Mr. Bean.
Guys, do you side with the bean on the wall?
I don't mind it. That would be a cool one to have, like a smiling Mona Lisa. A mistake. Would it be worth more or worth less?
I
It's
don't
still
know.
the original Mona Lisa, right? But now
That's
it's like
the thing.
it's a mistake. It's
Yeah.
like,
Like somebody will pay for that. Like if you ever had to offload that, if you had the original Mona Lisa squiggly lined with Mr. Bean's creative instincts, I still think that would be worth a pretty penny. Not as much in the same regard that it's the Mona Lisa and it's one of its kind and it's the most famous painting and everybody wonders what the fuck she's smiling at. Which
Right.
I've heard. I've heard the rumor on that is Da Vinci was transgendered and he thought it would be funny to paint himself into his painting and have everybody question it for eternity, and it's really just him winking back, being like, this is what I would look like if I could paint myself as... So it's a self-portrait, essentially, as a transgendered man, which I think is fucking smart as hell.
That's
yeah,
a good one.
there, see? Like, that has so much talking power. People would if you had a party, people would want to be hanging around. That's that like pink wall in LA where you get a selfie in front of with the wings on it.
Totally.
That you would have the new selfie spot in Winnipeg.
If I had that hanging in my house and a girl got that reference, I'd be like, "Oh, this is the girl I'm gonna marry because she gets the Mr. Bean reference."
Right? Yeah, and that's like shoes.
You seen
right?
Mr. Bean?
The movie, not just the movie.
Yeah.
You spent 2 hours of your life watching this movie? You're one of 13 people?
Jimmy, were you a Bean fan? Are you a Bean fan?
I watched the old show, but it's just so in the opening when he falls from a building and hits the ground, why doesn't he die?
One would think that everything we've ever watched would point to he dies because, like, it doesn't play into the dumb person that he is. Like, how does he survive? What is that's like a 3 or 4?
I thought he fell from heaven. He didn't fall from a building. He said he's a creature that falls from heaven. He's an angel that falls from heaven and then just entertains people. That was the whole. That's why the lights on the ground and stuff like that illuminating kind of.
Okay, no, now I know. Thank you.
No, that's what I thought.
He was once a bean.
Yeah, now he's a Mister.
Jimmy, did you think he was like committing suicide or something?
Here's your
Maybe.
second chance.
He's Groundhog Day. He can't die.
Or what we don't know is that he's so annoying and silly and weird that God was like, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm sending you back."
Yeah.
Still an angel, formerly an angel.
Yeah,
And it's like,
okay.
get out, but still an angel on earth.
Yeah, like if we ever saw a shot where he went back to heaven and he was like, "I got this. I can get through life," but on heaven or on earth, he's just a bumbling idiot. That's a really great backstory. I like that. I'm going to tell everybody that's Mr. Bean's backstory from now on. Martin, you want to go next, or you want me to?
I can go next.
Go next. All right. So, what would you hang on your wall? What's your dog's playing poker?
I would pick the picture from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Sunday afternoon in the island of Le Grand Jet.
All right, hang on. I'm going to bring it up.
Just because what I want to take a picture of me looking at the painting, but instead of the Red Wings jersey, I want to have my Teemu Selanne Jets jersey, and I'm going to post that on Instagram, and I think that'll go viral, and then I can finally live my dream and quit my job and become an influencer because I'll have so many followers with that painting.
That's a lot of pressure on a single fucking post.
Oh, it's going to be huge, though. That's a huge painting, very well-known painting.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Hang on here, bringing it up. Smithsonian Magazine. Oh shit, can't
Jimmy,
play.
I totally
clip.
thought you were gonna choose that painting because you were a Red Wings fan, and Cameron has that picture with the Red Wings jersey doing that. I'm like, oh, if Jimmy picks this, I'm screwed.
Instead, I went the O.J. Simpson route, Martin. No one
Yeah.
ever see where I'm going.
No,
The predictable O.J. Simpson route.
He's like Allen Iverson. You can't figure out what way he's going. He's gonna head fake you and then crossfade, and I don't even know crossfading is. That's your DJ then. This is a fucking great painting though, Martin. I like it. It's super
It's a really good
simple,
photo, yeah.
but it's telling a story. I mean, I don't pretend to know fuck sweet all about art, but I mean, you like what you like, right? Like, if there's two things that are certain in life, you don't know what you don't know, and when you like art, you like it. Who fucking cares why you like it, right? But I like this hump on the back here, these old dresses, those are fun,
They used to have those little cages on the back, so
right?
give you a bit more of a boost.
A boost.
Baby got back.
Baby, that's Sir Mix-a-Lot would have a crush on this for sure.
Yeah.
Booty.
Booty, 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 booty.
All
But I mean, every like cartoon or a lot of shows have done parodies of that scene of them looking at that painting.
Totally.
Like I know
Yeah.
Simpsons has done it, Family Guy has done it. I think Futurama maybe. Or
Yeah,
one of those
yeah,
shows?
they've all, yeah.
Side tangent for a moment. Futurama now on Disney Plus.
I know.
Oh yeah.
You told me to watch Solar. What is it, Martin? What'd you tell me last
Solar
night? to watch?
Opposites.
Solar Opposites. Yeah, I'm gonna give. That looks like something that I would give.
It's the same guys who do Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Justin- I think it's
that's
Justin
an easy
Roiland.
sell then. Yeah,
It's the
Justin-
same animation style too.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's a sell for me right away then. Yeah, I saw it there and I was like, I don't know, and then I started rewatching Angel
Ooh,
because why not?
I love that. I love Buffy, man. That was
I love
that was
Buffy too.
great.
Yeah.
Those were my parents loved Buffy and played Buffy on Xbox. Like Buffy transcended a lot of different demographics for sure. Like it
Totally.
was a very, very, very good show. Fuck you, Joss Whedon, but it was a very, very, very good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be gone, and we'll all be better for it because he really is the fucking dick in the ass when the Justice League got fucked up. I will tell you what I would buy. Not buy, steal. Any Banksy. If I could get my hands on any Banksy, I totally would. Mostly my love of Banksy came from Exit Through the Gift Shop. Have any of you guys seen that documentary? So
no.
okay.
But I do own it on DVD.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, watch it. I think you'll watch it high.
It's great. It's fantastic. Yeah.
It's the short stick on this, I will attempt to, is this crazy French guy from LA meets through circumstance Banksy. And he's obsessed with videotaping, and he becomes obsessed with underground street art. And Banksy ends up coming to LA. Or he actually I think he meets him in London or Paris first, and then when he goes back to LA, Banksy's like, "Hey, I want to come out to LA and do a show." And the documentary is about how Terry got so obsessed with street art that he tried to be a street artist. And Martin and Ian, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. And somewhere along the way, it's really hard to figure out where it happened, but Banksy pulls the script out from everybody, and then you start seeing that it's actually a documentary about a guy who was obsessed with making a documentary about Banksy.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Banksy's notorious for playing the tricks, right? He went into the Louvre and took a painting off the wall and put his own on it. He went to the Gaza Strip, painted in broad daylight while there was a war happening on the other side of the wall. Like he's an art terrorist, I guess some people have called him. I don't know. Anyways, but the Banksy, like the one that I really love is the stencil of the maid sweeping heroin needles underneath the bed. Like just a graphic like that on a wall somewhere, maybe in the new podcast studio, would be something that I would like to steal. And people do steal Banksy's, right? Because he leaves them out. So you cut the wall out and then take it with you. But the best part of the documentary, though, Jimmy, is I'm pretty sure Terry's huge art exhibition, which is in the old CBS studio lot. Like it's this huge indoor interactive art exhibition. I'm pretty sure that was Banksy's. But what the point of the movie tries to tell you is that it was Terry's, but really Banksy wanted to see if he could take all of his art, hide behind another artist, and see if anybody could figure out the difference between if it was a Banksy print or a Terry print, and then fuck with the fact that art shouldn't be so overpriced, because then if you can't tell who it's coming from, does it really fucking matter?
Right. It's funny. There's so many like movies. You're talking about that. I'm like, wow, I forgot how good that doc was. But also there's another doc that's also, it's called, I think it's called like 25 Days or 30 Days of Banksy. I watched it on a plane.
There's a few of them.
It's about basically Banksy basically did like 30 days of like street graffiti, and it was super random all through New York. And he announced it that he was doing it prior to it. So these filmmakers basically followed it around. Like they'd be like, okay, we got to report on like street number 6. And they head over there and then like, holy shit. And one was already gone because it was so quick sometimes. Like someone would take it. And then there was like, is this an Exit Through the Gift Shop? But is there a point where like he gives a homeless guy like a stack of his art and just to sell? I don't remember which shop it's in. And then like people are buying Banksy's from this homeless guy for like $1.
Yes.
And they don't know it's a Banksy. Is that an Exit Through the Gift Shop?
There's so many things like that in Exit Through the Gift Shop.
It's so good.
And like
it won an Oscar. Fuck, man.
It won an Oscar for Best Documentary, which is how I came across it. I'm not going to be like, ooh, I'm into street art. I was watching the Oscars and was like, fucking hey. But it's just a guy, like he doesn't take himself to the point where he doesn't take himself as seriously as the people who buy his art do. Because there's this one lady in the doc who's like, yeah, this Banksy was $6 million. And it's like, yeah, people have also paid $4 for one. So what does that say about you? And, you're thinking that it makes you more important, lady. Anyway.
Can I highlight another really good doc about art that also like kind of touches on the same themes of like art being overpriced? Is I haven't seen it since it came out. It was like I watched it probably like 12 years ago. If My Kid Could Paint That. And it's basically a doc. It's really good. It's about this 3-year-old that starts making these really beautiful painting, and they start selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then it becomes halfway through the film, it becomes this like ethical thing of like, is the kid actually painting these? Because these are beautiful painting. Like when you see them, you're like, holy shit.
Oh shit.
And so then the parents are tasked with this, or the dad, I think it's just tasked. I think it's just like a single parent is tasked with having to prove that the kid could paint it. And it's like shooting, but you never truly see the kid paint it. So you don't know for sure if the kid's actually painting it or because the dad's kind of an artist, but not really as good as this kid. So you don't know ever in the end. It's really good. It's a very this ethical questions of like, what is art and what does it matter? Like, why is it worth more if a kid paints it versus like this adult? You know, either way, like art. The idea of what is art is I've always like loved that type of idea of a theme. For
Yeah.
It's
No, I totally like. I mean, a Jackson Pollock painting is literally splatters, right, Martin?
Yeah.
Like, there's no rhyme or reason to a Jackson Pollock painting. He was like, I'm gonna splatter until I feel I'm done, and then you're like, oh, that's 30,000 or 30 million or whatever, what have you, right? But like you compare that to Monet and Starry Night, and then you're like, that's fucking art. This is a 2-year-old doing this shit, but you know, like I said, it doesn't matter. Either you like ripping off your own art and masturbating in jail cells, or you like classical media. It depends on if you're Jimmy or me.
what was that film called? It came out like last year with Jake Gyllenhaal. It was a Netflix release about like modern art.
Something Buzzsaw.
Killing people.
Something Buzzsaw.
Velvet Buzzsaw.
What was that, Jimmy?
Velvet Buzzsaw. Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch it. It was like a thriller horror where like the paintings were telling people in real life what to do. Like they were creating these visceral moments, and they were painted with that intention. Like somebody had like the devil's brush or something, and they were painting curses into paintings and then fucking with people. It was like Rene Russo's in it again. Like it's a
weird cast. It's like a very heavy casted film.
Yeah, it's artsy. It's an art house film for sure.
It is. It's funny. It's just like as you're talking, I'm like, oh wow, there's so many art films about artists. Like as you were saying too, I was like thinking like I just watched a few months ago. I watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire and stuff, and I was like, great, that's a movie about an artist and art, and what art means in a sense. So, anyways, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so Jimmy's got O.J. Simpson stealing back his own art, jerking it off in a jail cell. I have Banksy. Martin has Ferris Bueller. What's the name of the painting again, Martin?
Sunday afternoon at the island of Grand Jet.
Yes, Grand Shit. Did you just say that? Grand Shit?
No, Jet. J-A-T-E. Jet.
And Ian, I'm sorry. I am
the Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. Fuck. Sorry. Jesus Christ. This is why I'm staring at a notebook that I didn't use. I should have written that shit down. Does anybody feel that they want to pick somebody else's after this? Because I'm just inclined to pick Jimmy's to get famous.
I'm just happy by the variety of it. I was like, everyone answered very well and very, very uniquely. So I just enjoyed it.
We could start our own art gallery, but Jimmy would steal our art. So that would probably only last. He'd be like Pierce Brosnan and Thomas Crown Affair, stealing art from his own art gallery he's been invited to be a part of. All right. I like that. That's fun. Moving on. Now, after having thought about this question, I was like, I'm going to leave it in because I think it'll be fun. But I picked 2 dopey movies and actually a really good movie. So I will totally take my lashings if someone's like, why'd you pick Children of Men, you dipshit?
It's a good movie.
It's a great fucking movie. I guess I was just thinking about the plot of the pregnancy thing. Like that to me is interesting, but it kind of seemed a little silly as to why the end of the world was happening. Like that kind of would mean the world could probably catch up to not ending, so to speak. But anyways, my question was, what's the most kind of over the top end of the world movie? Was it 2012, Day After Tomorrow, or Children of Men? I didn't really specify, but like we'll just go around and be like, hey, so which one of these 3? Martin, which one of these 3?
I got to go with 2012 simply because I just don't believe if the world was to end, I don't think John Cusack, not his character, I just don't think John Cusack would survive. I can believe that Dennis Quaid could survive, but John Cusack, I don't know.
So
I think he's one of the first to go.
You don't think Lloyd Dobler is going to make it?
Right.
No. He's like a chauffeur in the movie.
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. He's a failed author, limo driver who the only guy who in the movie who read a copy of his book was the guy who was trying to save the world from drowning. whose actor's name I never pronounce, but absolutely fucking adore. I just watched him in The Martian. Chittle.
Matt Damon.
Don
Matt-
Cheadle?
Not Don. No, hang on here. I'm gonna look it up because I should learn how to
I'm like, I
pronounce
have
it.
no idea.
Don Cheadle. No, not Matt
Matt
Damon,
Damon.
Jimmy. Not Matt Damon.
He was in The Martian.
I
though.
know he
the
was,
main
but
character in The
but
Martian.
the guy
He
I'm
was
talking.
the Martian.
No, the guy I'm talking about is not.
Matt Damon was in 2012.
That would be like a fucking like Interstellar situation where it's like, I forgot he comes in third act 3. It's like,
That's true.
Chi Weidel E. Jofor.
okay.
You guys will
I
know
have no
exactly who
idea.
I'm talking about. 12 Years a Slave, Dirty Pretty
Oh,
Things,
yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
2012. He's the guy who read John Cusack's book, which is why he's like that's why they're connected. Otherwise, they'd have nothing in common. But that's funny, Martin. I like that. Like John Cusack is a believable like follow me into the abyss. I don't know. Anybody else think John Cusack? Would you feel safe with John Cusack at the helm?
Like Gross Point Blank, John Cusack, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
even yeah, you're right. Like even as like a human being, that man is probably like mid 40s to 50s now. Like I don't think he has a lot of give. I think he's waiting for a death wish or like a role that can get him an Oscar.
Fair enough. Yeah. And like Dennis Quaid, I think he's in a country band now. Like he's just got more man on him, right? Not that
More
I know
man.
what man looks like. I don't know what that means.
He's got a beard, you know? It's
Yeah.
scruffy. He
Yeah.
looks like he does more outdoorsy things.
Looks
His
like
dog's had a journey.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
sure, believable, right? Just rugged.
He's friends with a dragon that's voiced by Sean Connery. Like, you know?
Oh yeah. Fuck.
Great pull. Yeah.
Did you just pull Dragonheart out from the 90s?
Yeah.
You just
He's
resurrect
married to Kathleen
Dragonheart?
Turner it was Undercover Blues. I'm pulling out really deep
Holy
cuts.
shit. No, I'm just impressed he pulled out Dragonheart. Like that's not on many people's radar whatsoever.
I
Like, they was-
rewatched it recently. It's fucking holds up for the
I got
Does
it on
it?
VHS, bros. Got it
Yeah,
on
I did too.
VHS.
Yeah, same. Actually, I'll be honest, mine was a bootleg VHS. Like, I found it at my dad's house. I was
You
like,
rented it from
"Oh,
Blockbuster and taped it with the 2 VHSs.
Yes. I'm not even fucking with you. Like we have at my dad's house right now. There's so many bootleg movies. It's incredible. And like you learn like little tricks. Like I think that's what got me into like kind of like figuring out like film stuff. But like you learn like, EP setting gets you 6 hours on the tape versus like SP that 4 and LP. You learn different recording settings eventually, and you're like, wow, I can put 3 movies on this thing. So,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Remember that, too.
Yeah.
Those
Very
are
weird
those
stuff.
were the good old days. All right, we'll go backwards here. I'll go next. I think 2012 only. I mean, they're both climate change related, but the increasing drop in now that I compare it, I think 2012.
No, one was an asteroid, wasn't it?
Well,
Or was it climate change?
day after tomorrow was the whole like.
I don't remember.
There's
Yeah, I
too
don't
much.
remember.
No, I don't blame you for like what meteor, volcano, asteroid did something. But day after tomorrow was like Jake Gyllenhaal, Amy Rossum, Dennis Quaid, where like meteorologists, climate change, rapid drops in temperature, freezing, heating. That stuff actually seems a little bit more believable to me because we just saw a swing of 1 degree yesterday to minus 32. So, like, I'm living in it. We're all living in it here. Martin in his fucking plus 9 degree weather.
And
So
sunny. You forgot sunny.
I know. It's glistening
He'll
off your
burn up
angelic
first.
face.
No, if the tsunami comes, I'll be the first to go.
Well, yeah, you are coastal, so
Yeah,
all right.
you're also not a main character.
No, supporting. I'm the lovable sidekick.
I wouldn't go that far.
A doofy, lovable sidekick. That's what I
You're the guy in the background on the computer while the 2 other like leads talk.
programming. Playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
like in what is it? Is it Infinity War or Ultron?
Avengers, the first
Oh,
one. that man's playing Astro
Playing Gattaca?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
man
Gattaca.
is playing Gattaca. I didn't thought you didn't think we knew, but we knew. You're playing Gattaca. Oh, that makes me
I was
happy.
gonna say that is a Joss Whedon joke, and like that is like Avengers. Like I do hold very strongly. Is like that was a kind of pretty well made and good comedic moments like that.
Oh, that's great. That's just
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, I think I'm more inclined to believe the Day After Tomorrow. So I'm going to agree with 2012 as well. Like just with the arcs in the end and being launched from mountains, and like it just got really over the top, where yes, Day After Tomorrow you have to, suspend disbelief and create these incredible environments and changes, but that outcome to me seems more believable in real life than being put on a futuristic arc and everybody being saved and whatnot. So yeah, and Children of Men is just like the reason that it's on there was almost just because of the pregnancy thing. Like when you think about the population and then you think that pregnancy is like women not being able to get pregnant. I feel that that's happening right now. Like it's harder for women to get pregnant. I don't have a uterus, so I shouldn't be talking. But point is,
I think we're about to hear some real shit in Michael's life.
No, I'm just saying pregnancy would allow the planet to catch up and not end because we're not overpopulating it, where like extreme climate change and flooding and super volcanoes would obliterate it. That's why I don't think it belongs there. So I'm a fucking idiot for that. I'm sorry, guys. Jimmy, you're next.
Listen, wait. We got to ask an important question.
All right.
Are you shooting blanks or what?
You know what, dude? I'm so fine that I am. I have 3 lovely childlike cats, and that is more than enough responsibility for me. So me and my opinion on uteruses is just going to shut the fuck up. Jimmy, what do you think is the most over the top movie?
You know what? I'll say Day After Tomorrow because it has one of my favorite scenes in any movie ever created. Not just disaster movies, but any movie. Do you guys remember when Jake Gyllenhaal and his friends are in the New York Library and they're literally running away from the cold?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go there.
Yeah.
And now my favorite part is when the cold is chasing them, right? They just close the doors and stop the cold.
Not just that, Jimmy. They have a good old-fashioned book burning. That's how they stay alive.
It's very Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
We're talking about art. This is art. This is what art is.
Don't you know, Jimmy? Used paper in your coat would also act as insulation, so that's what saved them. The used paper.
Oh, right.
That's
I forgot about
right.
that thing. That's so funny.
That was also another really stupid over the top moment. Yeah, there was, and like I remember when the ship was coming, like when the tsunami came in and the ship was like coming down Broadway in New York.
Yeah,
and they're up in the library and they just see like the top of a naval warship going by. Like I think it would park into the side of a building before it got there. But hey, that's just
it just parks on First Avenue.
That's true.
Parks.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Like also, I remember this just like the wolves. At one point, the wolves come into the library.
Yeah,
and the wolves being terrible CGI, like just one of the worst CGIs I've seen. Like I remember, like especially for that time, like I remember being like the CGI is much like better than this. I think they just rushed it, but yeah. Fun fact.
I'm gonna leave them out there for a second.
They didn't use the Game of Thrones wolves. They should have used the Game of Thrones wolves.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful. Yeah. Those are beautiful dire wolves.
Dire wolves. I still want one, and I really think it was cool that
you should not own one. Those are dangerous animals.
Come on, they look trainable.
I volunteer with a foster agency.
Yes, you do.
I helped them take some photos, like about a month ago. Or a couple weeks ago. Anyways, for dogs going up for adoption, but this giant fucking husky. I love huskies. This husky was the biggest husky I've ever seen. It's like half Siberian, half Malamute. It's like 2 different types of huskies. It was legitimately like it came in and I was like, holy fuck, it's a dire wolf. It was so big, so cool. And I'm like, I want this fucking dog. Like it wouldn't be happy in my place. My place is too small, but like, fuck me. Like, I want a dire wolf so bad.
In your backyard.
Yeah, right.
You just feed it like steaks. The leg of lamb a leg of lamb every day for dinner.
I'm walking around with a sword for no reason.
See, these episodes are so much fun because the audio files that I get to make from them, that right there is, oh my God, that was a fucking dire wolf. That's the soundbite for the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
It's funny. So I had like another husky living with me for a while that I was fostering and had 3 legs. And one day I was coming out of a coffee shop and this little kid freaked the fuck out. It's like, Mom, that wolf has 3 legs. And I was just burst out laughing. I was like, does this kid like watch Game of Thrones too much or something? Like, fucking he thinks his dog's a wolf. I was like, anyways.
Oh, that's adorable. Ian, you started us off in the first one. End us on the second one.
I have to go with Children of Men.
For the sake of the argument?
For the sake of the,
For the sake of the argument?
For the sake of the argument. No. For the sake of the fact that it's like, one, a fucking great movie. But two, like, if we're talking about like shit that I think will happen, I just feel like I think the world will genetically I think like if it's not genetically, we will not be able to reproduce. A virus of some sort will cause us to not have time to reproduce or something.
Sure, yeah,
those
okay.
lines.
Yeah.
Like COVID is already kind of doing that in a sense. So I think that's why I think that is like the most realistic in a way. I don't know. And who knows? Maybe it's like something we're ingesting in our body. Like I don't know if you guys watch Dark Water, the film with Mark Ruffalo that came out like last year about like in the 90s. It's based on a true story about Teflon and how like it's to all of us. Like something we've been probably digesting over the last few years that's probably like causing us some sort of like, way of making us all impotent or just, something along those lines. So I think that is
You can still procreate if you're impotent.
No, Martin.
For the sake of the argument, let's say you can.
No, how dare you? How dare you outrule me, okay? Fuck you and your ideas.
Fuck you and your facts.
What do you know about impotence, okay?
Nothing. I know nothing about it. I read about it on the internet. My voice got deeper for some reason.
I'm hard right now. What do you know?
I think we've all been hard since the start of the show.
Yoing.
But yes, Children of Men.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you a point for changing my mind because I didn't really look at it through your lens. So I will give you a point for this round. And if nobody else does it, I guess that kind of solidifies it for you.
Wait, what's the point? To pick the best movie or the worst movie?
No.
I thought it was the worst.
I'm just saying my mind has been changed. I was looking at this from I'm coming in with my answer, and then anybody else's answers change my mind. And I'm more inclined to side with Ian's idea about his presentation than my idea on climate change being the most realistic one, because it is the way he looked at it. Like, what are we eating that's probably slowly culling the planet that we don't even know? And then we find out like Teflon. Right, you're like, oh shit. So yeah, I'm more inclined to believe that. So that's why I'm giving Ian 1 point for that.
I'll just say to all of you, good luck with John Cusack. You're all dead.
If rewarding a point, can I use my point to use the washroom?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Okay.
We can, dude. Like, you can totally go pee. It's fine. I can't wait for the. Are you excited for the next one, Martin? Because we are still going in order right now.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think this is the one. This is the one I told you about. I'm like, I'm gonna get weird.
Yeah, and I'm hope. I mean, whatever. Like, it's not like as.
Oh no, this isn't the one. This is Are you not doing the remake movie next?
No, I reorganized them in that that document.
I still have the RTF, the shorts. That's what I was looking at.
Okay. So yeah, no, I changed. It's still there. I changed some stuff around here. I watched while we're taking a break here. I watched.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You're a Westworld fan, right?
Hard in the paint. Ask me whatever you want.
So it's season 3 worth the watch?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Season 3 is so much more about. Okay, so since all these documentaries that have come out about how Google and Facebook is shaping how we think as a society, and then like the creepy line is a good one. Then the whoa, wheezy. That's what you get as a middle-aged stoner, ladies and gentlemen. I liked the creepy line, and I liked the other one that's on Netflix right now. I can't remember the name of it, but I like them because that's what Westworld is trying to tell you. It's Westworld season.
Where we're headed.
It's where we're headed, and it's at the point where they're able to do it, and there's a giant computer, like a giant AI, that you find out is the end game from what data they were collecting in the park. Because what they're doing.
Don't spoil it. I'm still gonna see it.
Yeah.
Don't give me any spoilers, please.
Yeah. No. But like, it's about the mass collection of data and the control of the human mind.
Well, they
And-
kept mentioning that they have an end game in mind, and the park isn't it. There's something bigger that they're trying to develop.
Yeah,
What are
think-
you?
throughout the whole
Sorry,
series.
what is this reference?
I was just asking you if Westworld season 3 was worth it because I haven't. I've finished season 2 a while back, but I just never got around to season 3. So I'm gonna.
Season 3 is great, much
Okay.
better than season 2. Highly recommend.
I would actually like get on an app and rewatch it with you if you want. If you had questions, like I could sit there and be your commentary because I fucking love season 3. Season 3
I agreed. Yeah.
was way more expensive. Production value was great. They're taking the characters on an adventure outside of the park, and because you had 2 seasons of park, there is an adjustment. There's a period of adjustment where you have to be like, "Hey, we're not in Westworld anymore," but they do go back. So like,
It's a whole new show.
Yeah.
It's just hey, it's trying to push as opposed to do the same thing, and even if you don't like it, you have to respect it.
Because I like
Yeah.
I like Westworld. I'm a fan of the first 2 seasons, so.
If you like the second one, then you're going to be fine. Because
Okay,
like season 2, a lot of people hate, and I felt like it was kind of boring, and I barely remember season 2. I don't think you need to go back to remind yourself anything for season 3. There's enough in the recaps that will
Oh,
get
yeah.
you there.
Oh yeah.
The recaps are like for I think Westworld's recaps are the best done recap. They make them like they don't do any voiceovers or anything. They just kind of like find the snippets and shape these like really mini short films in the recaps. So it's really well edited. Anyways,
Cool. I will check it out.
So
Next question.
yeah, next topic, sir, is this is based on Avatar, and it's based on any animal you want. It can be an animal from another movie. It could be another creature from another movie, for fuck's sakes. I stuck with real animal, but the question is that if you could link up with any animal like they do in Avatar, what movie animal would that be? And I'll start this one off. Mine was inspired by a pic of Martin's at one point, Kung Fu Panda.
Not a panda. Kung Fu Panda is what you're picking.
It would be fun to like not link up with Poe in the sense, but my idea came from Poe. Like I've got the panda tattoo. Shauna got a panda tattoo. That's our nickname for each other. A group of pandas is called an embarrassment of pandas. I don't know if you knew that or not because they're so fucking dumb and clumsy. So I think what it would be fun is, you know how they link up and they have their ability to fly together and travel together and talk to each other and communicate, like all of those things. I just think it would be really fun to link up with a fucking panda and be like, "Okay, go be an idiot," and just sit there and watch this cute roly-poly thing do its whatever for me. Like, watching panda videos is one of the most enjoyable things a person can do. Honestly, they're the most dangerous of the bears. Actually, they're the most temperamental. Yet they're the fucking dumbest thing on the planet. They trip and fall and fumble. They have no coordination. They're fucking drunk. I guess bamboo makes pandas drunk. I don't know, but they're just so cuddly and cute and enjoyable. And I have been like, Shauna sleeps with a fucking panda. We call it ortho panda because it like props up her back in the middle of the night, right? Like panda is so engraved in me that if I didn't take it, so I was like, okay, like, and it just, Martin, the only reason it was inspired by you is because you picked Poe for an episode, and I was like, yeah, Poe's fun. And then I was like, it's got to be a panda. If it's anything else, it's just stupid. So I would love to have my own panda at my disposal. And then I'd be like, hey, don't be so fucking temperamental. Just be cute and cuddly, and you can replace one of my fucking cats.
I feel like it'd be like a Smokey and the Bandit, Petro and the panda. Driving to Texarkana.
together.
Yeah, getting stoned. Yeah, that's what
It'd just be like literally recreating the movie Ted.
yeah, but a panda.
Panda.
It would have to. Do you think it'd be animated, or do you think it'd be real life?
Oh, it'd
I
be. Go ahead.
You would be animated.
Okay.
There would be real life.
Yeah, that's it. That's the movie.
Fuck.
That's the movie. Yeah.
That's funny. All right.
And the bear's linking up to you.
Yeah, I'm the one who's like, haha, fuck you, buddy. I'm reverse mind link. I'm gonna make this human dance for me. But yeah, just go watch a panda video after. Everybody, if you've never watched a panda video before, you have ripped yourself off. You have denied yourself 3 minutes of joy. There's nothing like, if you've had a bad day, a panda video is the fucking cure. That you can. I will side by that no matter what. I'll also shut up and ask Jimmy, what animal would you like to link up with?
Well, Michael, I'm glad you asked. The animal that I've chosen isn't one that maybe we see in the movie or have even seen before. I have gone with the liger from Napoleon Dynamite.
Well played, sir. Well played. You have picked a fictional, yet to be DNA sliced real. Or no, you know what? Didn't they actually do it? I think it's based on. Hang on, you keep talking. Why the liger? First of all.
Well, Michael, because we admire people like Mike Tyson, people who own tigers and have them, you know? And I could be, again, the next level of upper class, even though I'm already pretty high up as we've discussed. I could now own the next animal that all the rich people want to own. You understand me?
I get it.
Next level.
So are you saying you would be the Liger King?
Documentary series starring Jimmy.
I would say that, yes.
I don't know if you know this, Jimmy, but ligers are impotent. They can't breed.
Oh shit!
Then you know what,
Martin, the
it's
argument.
even more special. It's even more special to me.
Oh. Okay, hang on here. I got Ned Hardy. This is a website. Too many. A liger is a mythical creature that exists only in legends and inside Napoleon's sketchbook. However, this animal is real and exists in a few places around the world today. A liger is a unique hybrid created when a female tiger and a male lion mate. Below is more about how ligers originated and other interesting facts about them. The more I read, the more likely you are to get in shit. So let's see here. Facts on ligers. Ligers are one of the biggest cats in the world. Ligers aren't believed to appear naturally in the wild. Rather, they are the result of mankind. They only exist in captivity and can be found in a majority of zoos around the world. And ligers tend to grow to be much heavier than their parents. I think you're onto it. Like, I think you're on. Like, are you saying you want to ride the wave of what the liger could bring to rich people pet ownership?
I think it could. Look, maybe inflation will go up. You know, that's not something I can control. Will it fix the economy? Probably.
Will it fix the economy? Probably.
Classic Jimmy Skinner.
Looking out for the 99% Jimmy Skinner. I dig it. I love the liger. The liger would be so much fun. Like, and I mean, when I don't know much about DNA sequencing, much past Jurassic Park, but I do know that you run the risk of creating something that might not be like trainable or survive. Like, we've all seen Alien 3 or Resurrection, where there's multiple Ripleys. I mean, like,
We've all seen Shape of Water.
yeah.
Or Sphere? No, not Sphere. Fuck.
No, the Prestige. How about the Prestige?
Splice.
Yes, there you go. Any movie where like 47 versions of somebody were never used for the original purpose. But no, I dig your animal splicing. Anybody else have anything to say about Martin? What do you want to say about the liger?
I like it. I've always wanted one. I've always wanted to meet one. And I think we would make really best friends if I ever had a small liger.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you describe a relationship with a liger. All right. Who's Ian? You go next.
Well, many thoughts of this, and I was like, what do I want in essentially a friend? Because that's what I'm essentially looking at this as. I'm like, what do I want in a friend? Well, I want someone who I can hang out with, who doesn't take up a lot of space, and also as a sometime musician, someone I can jam with on occasion. Because that's what I look for in a friend. And so the only obvious answer was Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. Who wouldn't take up much space. His goal in life is to be he's in politics, but he actually wants to be a musician. He wants to write music And honestly, he's a fucking great wingman. Like, he fucking got the guy to kiss the girl. Like, so I don't know. Like, in the end of the day, my boy Seb, as I like to refer to him when we do link up one day, would be my choice.
Seb. He is a good. I mean, his voice. First of all, that'd be fun to listen to. You know,
Right?
you
Little
have
Jamaican, little
Yeah.
little jambalaya.
it just that song. Everybody knows that song. Like, to have that song sung to you before bed if you wanted, because you could link up and be like, "Sing me to sleep in my brain."
Yeah. Sing me to sleep in my brain.
Right?
Yeah.
He
No,
rocked it with
exactly.
Under the Sea.
What was that?
Rocked it with Under the Sea.
Yeah. No, totally. It's honestly the only, like, whenever a musical scene pops up in a Disney movie, which doesn't that make all Disney movies musicals? That's like is a hamburger a sandwich debate. Martin knows that one.
See, what's fun about Under the Sea is that I'm working on a parody song called Under the Seat, and it only plays when I drop my phone in the car.
Well played, sir. Well played. Where, like, and then when your phone, like, when anybody, does anybody else panic when their phone falls under the car seat?
I just have a fear that, like, it's gonna drift under the brake, and all of a sudden I won't be able to hit the brake, and I'll be like, "Oh no, this is the way I dreamt I'd die." So, yeah.
Oh shit! All right, Martin, because you said to me that you were gonna go, you were gonna take this in a fun and interesting way. That's why I've saved you for last. So please, who are you linking up with?
My pick isn't very, like, it's something that you wouldn't think that I would pick because it's not very unique. But the reason behind it is I think this is why I picked it. But I picked the dog because basically, like, which person wouldn't want to know what their pet is thinking? Like, if I could link up with any dog, I would basically become the new Caesar Milan. I could train these dogs and I could tell them, hey, your dog does not like it when you put those sweater vests on him. Stop it. That's why he's pissing on the floor. Like, the amount of, like, bank I would make just for, you know, I'd basically kick Caesar Milan out of his job and I would get my own TV show on TLC. Like Martin the Dog Whisperer. Martin the Dog Thinker.
Is there a specific dog? Like,
all dogs, because I could just link, boom, you know, with the tail, boom,
Right.
train them all.
Yeah,
And they all go to heaven. Yeah.
They all go to heaven.
no,
Does
that's
it work for Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Isn't he dead?
no. His
No,
wife died.
unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's an easy thing to get
R.I.P.
confused with.
Well, I think he might have a tail, so I think so. I know some humans are born with a tail, right? So if he does have a tail, I think I could link it. I don't know.
See now,
I could tell him to stop making that show.
this is what I appreciate about Martin's answer. First of all, it's unifucking-versal, right? Can you imagine walking up to any dog and just being like, "Zook," right? Because you picked an animal. I picked a panda, right? Like, Ian picked a lobster, and
No, I picked the fucking crab.
Oh, sorry, the crab.
Sebastian.
Well, sorry,
Let's give him
crab.
a name.
Yeah,
He has a name.
yeah.
Sebastian.
Pick Sebastian. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we pick these unique animals that don't really have a place in everyday society. Where Martin's like, "Hey, want to see a cool trick?" And then you're just like, "Zook," with a dog, and then you get that dog to do whatever you want. Yeah. This is where I would say again that I have to hand away a point and say my mind was convinced by Martin's that I'd rather have fucking powers to talk to. And then you'd be like, "Do all dogs go to heaven?"
Yeah. You can tell people your dog doesn't like it when you throw him birthday parties. Stop it.
What is Balto really thinking? I
be like
do.
Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost. You know, the dog.
Yeah.
People want to talk to their dogs. That's what I would be.
I have to get, like, personally, I think the Liger was a great answer. So
I like the Liger too.
Yeah. I just like how Martin was like, "I'm going to backdoor this," and be like, "I have power over every dog." Right? Like, that's
Martin is a backdoor. Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's the worst way to preface that.
Sneak out the back door when no one's looking.
Yeah.
The old Irish goodbye.
Shauna
The
taught me
Irish
how to.
hello.
Yeah. Shauna taught me the Irish goodbye, and then all you do is be like, "Sorry, couldn't find you, bye," and then you just text, and then you feel just as good, right? Like, I think me and Martin used to do that all the time to people back in the day. Like,
we did.
we
I
would
did it all the time.
we would
I don't
Irish.
want to say goodbye too long.
My friend and I have a system like that where he'll just be like, "I'm out," and I'm like, "Cool," and then, like, I'm in charge of being like, "Yeah, he left already. He left like an hour ago." Like, we have a system where we kind of do that.
I used to Irish goodbye with, like, Martin would Irish goodbye, and I'd be like, I'm going with him.
I'm like, I gotta go home.
It's a great
That's
idea.
my ride. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think
was
I think that's why. I'm probably, I'm like, no, I was going because I wanted. No, I was going because I had no other ride home. Oh shit! All right, okay. So moving on. Next on the docket. This one's just based on like my whole idea. We've done a couple of these. They just haven't made it to air yet because we were like, you don't release shit. But like, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I like looking at movies and the scenarios and like thinking, could we do that? Would we do that? Should we do that? Right? Because, you know, if real life is the inspiration, then you start getting into a question of morals and character and all that shit. So this is a deep thinking question, guys. Could any of us take Dominic from Fast and the Furious in a race with the driving skills that you possess today? You have no training. You've never been able to play with any of these cars. You're like the guy in Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift who has no idea how to drift and has to learn from the bottom
Shane
up.
Black?
Whoever that guy is, the guy who is that Shane Black? Okay.
Yeah, that's the actor Shane Black.
Okay, so you have to learn, like he learns about how to drift, but like you have to take Dominic on. So, Ian, you go first. Do you think you could hop in, you know, a Challenger like his and take him?
I simply have to go with a hard fucking no for number one reason. I don't know how to fucking drive stick, and I'm ashamed to even admit it.
Oh.
90% of these cars, the coolest shot when you think of those movies is them shifting gears.
Hitting that
And I
clutch.
can't fucking do that. I sometimes drive my automatic like a shift. I can't standard. That's the word. Where I'll be like going down a hill and I'll put into neutral and be like, damn, that felt good. That felt like something out of like, you know, Need for Speed or Fast and the Furious. But hell no, I cannot take a fucking like lead character from Fast and Furious in a race.
All right, fair enough. I appreciate the honesty. I'll tag in here. I don't know how to drive stick, like at all. Like I never learned. When I get in the car, I have a panic attack. I'm a lazy piece of shit. I just want to be like, gas, go. Like I don't like thinking, but I do know that there's fun. I've been told that there's fun in driving stick, and it feels like you're actually driving. So I couldn't at all. I definitely wouldn't even think of trying, but I'd like to learn how to drive stick so I could. But yeah, I'm in the same boat as Ian. Like I have no skill in a vehicle whatsoever like that. Even now when like I try to be all like hot shit and like, you know, brake slide when I get into the parking lot to park the car, like I always fuck that up, and it's like snow and ice. Like how do you fuck that up? So
You were those guys at St. Vital after the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah.
That was you.
yeah, that was me, totally. Right? Because you get all like jacked up and you're like, fuck, I can totally do a donut. No, I can't. I need training. So, I'm in the same, definitely do not possess the skill. Anything that I do in a Kia Rio doesn't transfer over to.
Are you racing Dominic in your Kia Rio?
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's nothing I can, no,
What
but
is that, like have 10 horsepower?
yeah.
Faster, Daddy, faster. I can't. It's a Geo.
Geo! Nice reference. Point. I'm going to give you a point for that one.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, Martin, what about you?
Only if I cheat.
Okay.
That's the only way I'm going to beat him. Like I can
Point.
drive stick, but I'm not good at driving stick. But I'm okay at it. But I'm not like I'm not a pro like him. Like he's gonna beat me. But if I cheat, maybe throw a wrench in his car while we're driving, then I can win. But I can't do it legit. I gotta cheat.
All right. That again, perfect honesty. Like, yes, I could, but you gotta let me throw tire spikes out or some shit like that.
Put an oil slick behind my car.
Yeah. No, you get the death race car.
Yeah.
We did a debate about that, Ian, where it was like what was it inspired? It was like Death Race meets
Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run.
Oh yeah.
And Martin was like, I'm just going north to Canada.
I'm not even racing. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I was like, what's the point of this? Yeah.
But it was so
I'm gonna get
smart.
my Winnebago from what is that? From Stripes. I'm gonna get my Winnebago from Stripes.
Yeah.
and just let it run.
But it was like you really didn't think about like, okay, you must race. There's no way that if you decide not to race, you'll survive. Martin's like, just going north. We're like, yeah, that place. That
The only thing you lose is your car. You lose
Yeah.
your pink slip. That was the only thing. If you didn't race,
Yep.
you lose your pink slip. I'm like, well, take my
That's fine,
Winnebago.
take
I'm
it.
already north. I'm good.
All right, Jimmy. What say you? What kind of car do you drive? Do you drive stick at all?
Listen, I'll go against the curve. I could fucking beat him. I'm confident. No, I couldn't. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change my last answer on the animal question to Muttley, and I'm going to be more of a Dick Dastardly type character. And hopefully through this, I will be able to defeat him through gimmicks and gags.
For those like me who don't know who Muttley is,
Yeah, I don't know.
In the Saturday morning cartoon race, this is much more your generation than mine. I'm shaming you.
Okay.
I'm shaming you.
are you boomer shaming me?
Look,
Hang on, I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
people will know about Dick Dastardly and Muttley, okay? It was a thing, I think back in the early 90s, maybe late 80s, where they would do like the Hanna-Barbera characters would
Oh.
do like a Saturday morning cartoon race where they
Oh,
would
yes.
mess with each other and try to stop each other from winning this race. This is a real thing that actually happened. This isn't just a fever
Oh,
acid.
yeah.
I know it is.
No, you're totally
I
totally
swear
right.
it happened.
Jimmy, here's the thing. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I didn't know that was its name because when I went to Star Wars World, we went to Universal, went to a theme park, and I saw the character like on one of the rides. He's on it, so I totally know who you're talking about.
Humble
But
brag.
Yeah.
Been at Universal Studios Florida.
Fuck you both.
Now, part of the reason I picked Dick Dastardly is because that's the only kind of mustache I can grow.
Also a very fun name to say.
It is.
Right? Badass.
No, totally.
It's like, what the fuck did you call me? No, I'm just saying my name, Dick Dastardly.
And this is Muttley right here, right?
Yes.
Okay, I get it. No, I get it. I mean,
He's kind of like Gargamel and Beastly, the same relationship.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
man.
It feels like he should be a character in Speed Racer in some sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, you gotta love a partner who just brings in a booster juice while you're in the middle of podcasting.
Do your juices need boosting?
Is ours coming in the
Always.
mail? Like, I
Yes.
don't understand.
Sorry, yeah, I sent the skip driver away. He's on his way to you right now.
Oh, perfect.
Ooh.
I had no idea you knew where I lived, nor my favorite booster juice flavor.
Yeah, no, okay, I dig this. But back to racing, Jimmy. Yeah, you're confirmed that you could take out Dominic Toretto, and that would be that.
Yeah, I'll just, you know what? Fuck it. I'll win. You got a problem with it? Shoot us an email and explain why I wouldn't, but you're wrong.
Sheer confidence will get him the point.
Which is a great moment to say that on the website, there's a place for everybody to comment on all our dumb shit. So if you want to comment, you can comment. I didn't turn it off, but like, be nice, be silly, and be fun, and call us out for our dumb shit like we do to each other. But like, no mean shit, because I'll just delete you. But there is a comment section.
You know they're not going to be nice. When you tell the internet to be nice, they will not be nice.
I'm trying to do something different.
It's not gonna. People have tried before you, Mike. Many people have tried. The internet always finds a way.
I completely agree with you, but that doesn't stop me from trying. So, anyways, there's a comment section to Jimmy's point. So if you would like to say why you think he couldn't take on Dominic Toretto in a what is it, a mile?
It's a quarter mile. Quarter mile is the race.
Okay, quarter mile. Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Give me 2 feet.
Oh shit! All right, moving on. This one completely inspired 100% by Jimmy. Is what Simpsons character do you relate to the most and why? And we're obviously going to start with the guy who I know knows a fuck ton about the Simpsons. Actually, you guys all do. I know shit about the Simpsons. Anybody standing next to me knows everything about the fucking Simpsons. But Jimmy, go first. Who do you relate to the most?
And you know, like a lot of young boys,
That was a weird way to start it.
That's the way I would start it normally.
It's fine. We already know you're Millhouse.
No, I don't know, as a kid, everyone wants to be Bart, right? And you want to relate to Bart, and then you grow up and realize you're a Lisa.
So
I never thought that about you, but okay.
no, are you Lisa though? Like, are
I'm
you
not smart? We have, it's sharing the same ideals and learning that Lisa episodes are good.
growing up and learning that Lisa's episodes are Yardley Smith has good knowledge to offer through the character?
Yardley Smith, not a Scientologist, so
That's a big deal. That's a big no-no these days. Like, if I met somebody in any capacity, even in a business relationship, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm into Scientology," I'm like, "You can have your sponsorship check back." I'm sorry. There are points and there are lines, and you have crossed one of them, and that's believing in, is it Xenu? Xenu in the 42 levels of how they take your money. Anyways, I can't get any more of this booster juice out. I'm trying to suck in my will to live, man. Anyways, so you started out as Bart, but you're more like Lisa now in regards to who you relate to?
Oh, I think so, but
Yeah.
I think Ian might be right. I think I might just be a Millhouse with wishful thinking.
You're Millhouse's dad with wishful thinking to be Millhouse. I'm a pretty hot shot at the cracker factory. You're firing me?
And I have a feeling.
Crackers are family food. We don't know if single people eat crackers, and frankly, we don't want to know. So that's it. After 10 years, goodbye, good luck. I don't remember saying good luck. Sorry, I can do this all day.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad because it's how I get my Simpsons, and it's how I go and watch more of it. Because I don't know if I ever told you, Ian, that I was hard denied. My mother was like, "You will never watch this garbage," and I'm like, "You robbed me of so much fucking humor, woman."
It's everyone has a thing though. Like I wasn't allowed to technically watch South Park, so I snuck it in, but I did eventually watch it, and I wasn't allowed to play Mortal Kombat or violent video games, so like I missed a lot of that stuff. So we all have our I think something you missed at some point,
Yeah.
I didn't. Transformers is another big one I didn't watch, so yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to turn off your mic now. It's all right. So we went from, that's very knowledgeable. That's very, is wisdom, Jimmy. You're like, I was a Bart. Now I'm a Lisa. Maybe one day I'll be a Marge. Who knows? But I don't know. Whatever. You can be anybody. Martin, who do you relate to the most when you see them on screen?
Just because when I lived in Winnipeg, and Winnipeg is a very dry place, I'm going to pick Ralph Wiggum because I always had something in my nose and I always had to pick it out because it was so dry. And then I would always have nosebleeds, and the doctor would tell me, well, you shouldn't do that because, that's why you have all the nosebleeds. I'm like, well, it's so dry here. What am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to breathe comfortably. But I'm going to pick another character that's not Simpsons, but also a Matt Groening cartoon. I'm going to pick Slurms McKenzie.
You can't do that. No kidding.
As well, because that's what we did when when Mike and I first met. All we did was we just partied all the time, and I had those when he took his shades off, he would have just bloodshot red eyes. That was my eyes
So in fact, you could, instead of saying that, you could be Duffman.
Duffman. Well, the Duffman was
Duffman
I guess
can't breathe.
Yeah, Duffman, or Poochie.
Oh, that would be a good one. No, fuck, I wish I thought of Poochie now. Fuck, that's good.
I was saying this to Shauna. I was telling her some of the things we were going to talk about today, and I said this one, and she's like, "So what? You're the bus driver?"
You're Otto. You like to get Blotto?
I was like, yeah, I can kind of see how that's true and funny at the same time. Like, just the whatever man, like that kind of, fucking fly by the seat of your pants, bro. Like those moments of his. Yeah, I've totally been that guy and done that.
I thought you were gonna say comic book.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. That's my real one, Ian. 100%. And it's because of two
Only
things.
I may dance.
It's mostly because about how he's like, I fucking can't stand that you're in my store, but I need you in my store. That's how I can get with customer service sometimes. So like, if we're being totally honest about like how I am in real life, I get like really broody and shitty. And I'm like, yeah, comic book store guy is like, I don't want to get out of my store, but pay for my comic, right? Like, you're not, right? Like that whole shitty attitude. I can totally be like that. So I'm a little Otto, but I'm a lot comic book store guy. Ian, who are you?
I went for a little non-mainstream or not like a regular character, but definitely a memorable character. I was gonna say a Frank Scorpio. Scorpio. Is it Frank?
I think it's Frank Scorpio.
Is it Frank?
Scorpio.
I was thinking because I was like, it's Frank Grimes as well.
Or Hank
Like,
Scorpio. Hank Scorpio.
Hank Scorpio and Frank Grimes.
Because I was thinking Frank Grimes at the same time. So
Grimy.
Grimy. I know, because I thought that would be a funny answer. Just because he's essentially a Bond character. He's so nice to everyone, but secretly very evil. And sometimes I think of that myself. So I thought that was just like, yeah, that feels somewhat accurate sometimes. I feel like, and I hire a lot of people and I'm very nice to them. And then like I talk shit behind their back and I'm like, oh no, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, yeah. Also, I just like would want to be that character because he's just so fucking cool. But yeah.
Can you buy me the Denver Broncos?
Exactly. Yeah, right? The Denver Broncos. What's wrong with the Denver Broncos? You just don't know football, Marge.
No, it's so rooted in pop culture, and it is. I mean, I think it holds the record for the longest running animated syndicated television show. Like it reflects the last 25, 20, 30, 20 to 30 years of life.
It does, but the first like 10 years or 9 years are things like I repeatedly quote, and there's like it's only those first 9 years, and it's funny because there'll be things I'll randomly think about, and I'll start laughing to myself. Like the other day, I was thinking there's a scene where they get a new dog, and they go, "Wow, this dog!" And they're all petting the dog, and they're reading the manual how to take care of the dog, and they're like, they say we should feed the dog like 3 eggs a day to keep its fur nice and like shiny, and Homer's like, "Yeah. Dog like this you have to feed every day." Like shit like that where I'm like, why was my brain storing that scene?
I agree with you. I have like, it's only a little wet, it's still good, like
right,
in the back of my head. Right, and I don't even know what season that is, but like that's that one. And then like
that was the vegetarian season.
Vegetarian,
to vegetarian.
And then your epidermis is showing, right? That one. The one, like, oh fuck. There's a ton rolling around my head. I can't pull them all out right now. But like, I know I'm agreeing with you on what you're saying, that there are some lines that just are burned into you.
Right.
But it is every Simpson fan I've ever heard say the same thing. Like it changes at some point where it was very quotable and very unique in the show, and then they kind of started evolving, and then it changed. But still,
I think it was also I don't part of me thinks it wasn't always the show. Like I think the show gradually got bad, but like I think it was also me, because as I got into like junior high, I think there was like a generation of us that got older where we were like, oh, sex and girls and partying became like the priority, as opposed to like sitting at home on like Sundays or whatever and watching Simpsons. Because I remember I all of a sudden just got not watching as much TV, and I started like hanging out with friends more. So maybe that was just me though.
It is.
Sorry, I had a very privileged life.
Ian in his ivory tower. Woo! Looking down on us peasants.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got laid in high school.
Guys, I want you to look in my eyes. Laser eye surgery. That's what money can buy you. I was like, I don't need glasses. So I became less of a nerd.
Oh shit. That's great. No,
I definitely didn't get laid in high school though. I can tell you that much. If only that.
Yeah. That would have changed high school, I think, indefinitely for all four of us.
Right. Yeah.